Hi everyone, I'm Corey Jones or CJ, and in today's video we are going over the December Super Drop secret layers that come out. In the video I'll go over all 12 of the secret layers, tell you what all of the cards are, give my own thoughts and opinions on each of them, and then overall do a group of what I think of the entire Super Drop secret layer, and to say is it worth buying, or if there is any that is a must buy, or are there any at all that are worth buying at all. So the first one I will be going over, they are releasing 3 Transformer secret layers when it comes to this one, and they're also doing a bundle where you get all 3 of them for a certain price. So the first one I'll be going over is the basic land Transformer secret layer. The regular price for these is $29.99 in US dollars or $39.99 if you want them in foil. In this you get 5 basic lands, 1 of each, and they come with a full art that is absolutely beautiful of what seems to be places that Transformers have visited, or like their world they live on. I don't know 100% much about Transformers, but they are absolutely beautiful lands. My problem with this secret layer is you just get 1 of each basic land, and luckily as a recording of this, it is the only card that the secret card has been revealed, which is a command tower, I think, from the top of my head. I could be wrong, but for 5 basic lands and a command tower doesn't seem worth it to me, especially for the price you're paying with the $29.99 for regular and $39.99 for foil. It doesn't seem worth it. If you got 5 of the basic lands, wastes, and the command tower, I would say go right ahead. But this is one of those things that if you absolutely love Transformers, then it is a must get. Or if you love Transformers but not huge into it, it is one of those things that you can not buy and not feel guilty about. The second Transformers secret layer is Roll Out or Rise Up. For regular it is $29.99, for foil it is $39.99 in dollars. It changes where you are around the world. And in this secret layer you get 6 cards of all different variations, and I'll just be saying what all 6 are now. So you get True Conviction for 3 and 3 white. You get an enchantment that is a rare, and it says creatures you control gain double strike and lifelink. Next you get Dramatic Reveal for 1 and 1 blue. You get an instant that is a rare. Untap all non-land permanents you control. Fabricate for 2 and 1 blue. You get a sorcery that is a rare. Search your library for an artifact card. Reveal it. Put it into your hand. Then shuffle. Collective Brutality. For 1 and a black you get a sorcery that is a rare. It has Escalate. Choose 1 or more. The first one being target opponent reveals their hand. They choose an instant or sorcery from it, then discard it. The second one is target creature gets -2/-2 until end of turn. And then the third one is target opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. By force, for X and red you get a sorcery that is a rare. Destroy target X artifacts. And then finally you get Greater Good. For 2 and 2 green you get an enchantment that is a rare. Sacrifice a creature. Draw cards equal to its power, then discard 3. So when it comes to this secret layer, it is probably the best one in my opinion out of the 3 because you get a good amount of cards. They vary in different uses of what they do. The art is absolutely beautiful and the card names kind of go along with the story of Transformers. From what I know of, I'm not the biggest Transformer person. So in my personal opinion, this is the best one out of the 3 Transformer ones. And then finally out of the Transformer ones, we have Optimus Prime versus Megatron, where in this one you get 3 double-sided cards, one being the Old Spark, which is a faraway version of it, and then when you flip it over it is a close-up, and then you get Optimus and Megatron in their human form and their vehicle form. I don't know what they were actually called, so I'm just going to call them human and vehicle form. To buy these, the regular price is $29.99, and then for the foil version it is $39.99. So the Old Spark is a doubling cube. It costs 2. It is an artifact that is a rare. Tap 3 and it double the amount of mana in your mana pool. The Megatron in this set on either side is a Blightsteel Colossus. For 12 you get a artifact creature golem that is a mythic. He has Trample, Infect and Indestructible, and when he is put into the graveyard from anywhere, you reveal him and then shuffle him back into your library, and he is an 11/11. And then we have Optimus on either side. He is a Darksteel Colossus. For 11, you get an artifact creature golem that is a mythic. It has Trample and Indestructible, and when it is put in the graveyard from anywhere, reveal it, put it in your library, then shuffle, and he is an 11/11. So when it comes to this secret layer, I think they made a huge mistake when it comes to this. Yes, you get 3 cards and the art is absolutely beautiful and they are double-sided. However, I think there should have been 2 versions of each of the cards, so you should have got 6 in total. I think there should have been an old spag that's not active and then an old spag that is active, that is 2 different cards, and then a card for the human and then vehicle version of both Megatron and Optimus Prime. That is my biggest flaw when it comes to this. So now we're on just to the secret layers that are not Transformers, and the first one I'm going to be talking about is Just Add Milk. For the regular version of it, it is $29.99, and for the foil version of it, it is $39.99. In this secret layer, you get 3 cereal boxed themed cards, and they are absolutely amazing, and I think this is already the best secret layer that they have probably ever made, or is at least in the top 3. And the first card we're going to be talking about is Ulamog the Ceaseless Hunger. For 10, you get a legendary creature Eldrazi that is a mythic. He has, when he is cast, exile 2 permanents. He is indestructible, and when he attacks defending player, exiles the top 20 cards of their library, and he is a 10/10. Atali Primal Storm. For 4 and 2 red, you get a legendary creature Elder Dinosaur that is a rare. Whenever a Atali Primal Storm attacks, each opponent exiles the top card of their library. You may play any number of these exile this way without paying the mana cost, and Atali is a 6/6. And then finally, you get Golter Primal Hunger. For 10 and 2 green, you get a legendary creature Elder Dinosaur that is a rare. This spell costs X less to cast for the total power of creatures you control. Gold has Trample and is a 12/12. So when it comes to this secret layer, as you probably already know, this is my favorite one. I think that this is probably going to be in the top 3 to the top 5 of the best secret layers ever made. You get good cards and good art, and the cards are absolutely amazing. The only way they can mess this up is if they do not add a secret 4th cereal box cards. So if you get like a Sliver or a Stained Glass Planeswalker or anything like that, the only one I might think is worth it is if you get one of them Urza sketch arts that come in secret layers. But other than that, I really think they should have a 4th cereal secret layer creature. But that's just my thoughts and opinions. So the next one I'll be talking about is from the artist series, Aleski Bricklock. Hopefully I'm not butchering that name. But in this secret layer, you get 4 absolutely beautiful cards. In regular, it is $29.99, and in foil, it is $39.99. And in this, you get 4 Eldrazi themed cards, but the art is just one big piece. So when they are laid out together, like long ways, it is a beautiful, absolutely breathtaking art piece of Eldrazi world or an Eldrazi life. The first card is Thought-Knot Seer. For 3 and a colorless or a waste, you get a creature Eldrazi that is a rare. When he enters the battlefield, target opponent reveals their hand and you get to exile a non-land card from their hand. And when he dies, target opponent draws a card and he is a 4/4. Next is Inquisition of Kozilek. For 1 black, you get a sorcery that is a rare. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card with conversion mana 3 or less, and then that player discards that card. And then we have Reality Smasher. For 4 and a waste, we get a creature Eldrazi that is a rare. He has Trample and Haste. Whenever Reality Smasher becomes a target of a spell an opponent controls, counter it unless its controller discards a card, and he is a 5/5. And then finally, we have Eldrazi's Temple, which is a land, and it taps for a colorless or a waste, or it taps for 2 colorless or waste, but it can only be cast to activate Eldrazi or cast Eldrazi cards. So when it comes to this secret layer, I really hope they do stuff like this again, especially in the artist series, because it just shows how beautiful the cards are. The only thing I would say is the card selection is a bit meh. However, it is absolutely beautiful. Like, I can kind of ignore that. But with what you get is what you buy. And it's one of those things that even if you don't use the cards, but you appreciate the artist or the art itself, I recommend buying it. The next secret layer we'll be talking about is art from Frank Frazzetti. Hopefully I'm getting that correct. In this one, you get 5 cards. In regular, it is $29.99, and in foil, it is $39.99. So the first card I'll be talking about is Field Marshal. For 1 and 2 white, you get a human creature soldier that is a rare that has other soldiers get +1/+1 on first strike, and he is a 2/2. So the second card is Seize the Day. For 3 and a red, you get a sorcery that is a rare. that says untap target creature. After your main phase, you have an additional combat phase, and then after that, you have an additional main phase, and it has flashback for 2 and a red. Next, we have Temporal Manipulation. For 3 and 2 blue, you get a sorcery that is a mythic. Take an extra turn after this one. Next, we have Dark Ritual. For 1 black, you get an instant that is a rare, and you add 3 black mana. And then finally, we get Midnight Reaper. For 2 and a black, you get a creature zombie knight that is a rare, and has whenever a non-token creature dies, Midnight Reaper does 1 damage to you and you draw a card, and he is a 3/2. So my biggest problem when it comes to this is that the cards are a bit all over the place. I really like a Secret Lair that is good for maybe 1 or 2 decks, or it's one of those things that you're able to start a deck with or be able to switch cards out, where this seems to be too all over the place, except for kind of taking an extra turn or taking an extra combat step. So it's one of those things where the art is absolutely beautiful. That's all I can say about the art, but the card selection is very weak. Next, we have Special Guest Kensenian, hopefully I'm getting that right, called Another Story. You get 5 beautiful cards in it, and it is $29.99 for regular and $39.99 for foil. So firstly, you get Sarah's Ascent. For a white, you get a creature human monk that is a rare. He has lifelink and says as long as your life is 30 or more, Sarah's Ascendant gets +5/+5 and has flying. Next up is Rapid Hybridization. For blue, you get an instant that is a rare that says destroy target creature. It cannot be regenerated. The creature's controller creates a 3/3 green frog lizard creature token. Next up is Demonic Consultation. For a black, you get an instant that is a rare. It says choose a card name. Exile the top 6 cards from your library, then reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a card with the chosen name. Put that card into your hand, then exile all other cards revealed this way. Next, we get Winds of Change. For a red, you get a sorcery that is a rare that says each player shovels the cards in their hand into their library, then draw that many. And then finally, we get Liana War Elves. For a green, you get a creature elf druid that is a rare that has tap, add a green, and is a 1/1. When it comes to these cards, I really like the old Japanese style of them. I find that the cards are quite a good mixture of stuff. I think it's too many out there because you can't really put them in a deck. However, 2 of the cards are like really old, and I actually had to look up my own because I find that there's so many cards that I can't even keep up with them all. But I really do like that because it's the old Japanese style. They picked 2 really old cards that are really good. So it's one of those things that if the cards you want are in the set, I recommend buying it. And next is Special Guest Kazoden. Hopefully I'm saying his name right. And he's doing a land one for regular $29.99 and then foil $39.99. And this one you get full art basic lands. And as always, you know my opinion on this. The art is absolutely beautiful. I can never talk down about the art of these. But basic lands is a Secret Lair. It really needs to stop unless they are adding something in it. Or if you get a bundle, you get the Secret Lair lands for free. Then that's okay, in my opinion. The next Secret Lair I will be talking about is Welcome to the Fungal. You get 5 cards in it. In regular, it is $29.99, and in foil, it is $39.99. The first card I will be talking about is Abundant Growth. For a green, you get an enchantment aura that is a rare that says Enchant Land. When Abundant Growth enters the battlefield, draw a card. Enchanted Land has tap, add 1 mana of any colour. The next card I will be talking about is My Calleth. For 3 and 2 green, you get a creature fungus that is a rare with Devour 2, and at the beginning of your upkeep, create a 1/1 green sapling creature token for each 1/1 counter on My Calleth, and he is a 4/4. Gather Guru of Spores. For 2 white, black, and green, you get a legendary creature fungus shaman. Gather Guru of Spores enters the battlefield with 5 1/1 counters on it. Tap 1, remove a 1/1 counter from a creature you control, create a 1/1 green sapling creature token. Tap 1, sacrifice a creature, put a 1/1 counter on target creature, and he enters as a 0/0. Slimefoot the Stowaway. For 1 black and a green, you get a legendary creature fungus that is a rare. Whenever a sapling you control dies, Slimefoot the Stowaway deals 1 damage to each opponent and you gain 1 life. Tap 4, create a 1/1 green sapling creature token, and he is a 2/3. And then finally, you get a sapling token. So when it comes to this Secret Lair, my biggest problem with it is that you get a sapling token, which realistically should have been the secret card, and you rather got the rest of them, or you got an extra card, because the amount of cards in Magic the Gathering that work well with saplings or that make saplings or do something with saplings, there's a lot of them, so they had a lot to choose from, and the reason they didn't is beyond me. The next secret lair I'll be talking about is Time Trouble 2. In this you get 3 planeswalkers in the old style, that is the written text, and in regular it is $29.99 and in foil it is $39.99. The first one we get is Narset, Partner of the Veil. For 1 and 2 blue you get a legendary planeswalker Narset. That's a rare that says each opponent can draw more than 1 card on each turn. She has a -2 that says look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a non-creature, non-land card from among them and then put it into your hand. Put the rest at the bottom of your library in a random order, and she starts on 5 loyalty. Next we have Nissa, Who Shakes the World. For 3 and 2 green you get a legendary planeswalker Nissa, that is a rare, who has whenever you tap a forest for a mana, add an additional green. She has +1, put 3 1/1 counters on up to 1 target non-creature land you control, untap it, it becomes a 0/0 elemental creature with vigilance and haste, but is still a land. And then she has a -8, you get an emblem with lands you control have indestructible, search your library for any number of forests, put them onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle, and she starts on 5 loyalty. And then finally out of the 3 we have Tezzeret, Agent of Bolas. For 2, a blue and a black, you get a legendary planeswalker Tezzeret, that's a mythic, with +1. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal an artifact from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest at the bottom of your library in a random order. -1. Target artifact becomes an artifact creature with base power and toughness 5/5. And then -4. Target player loses X life and you gain X life, where X is twice the number of artifacts you control, and he starts on 3 loyalty. When it comes to this secret lair, I'm finding it's all over the place. I really don't like the old text ones because mainly I have dyslexia, and I know that a lot of people didn't buy the other one of these that came out years ago or a few months ago because it is very difficult for anyone with a learning disability or a visual disability to read. So that is one of the reasons I see a lot of people don't buy this one. The next one is you get 2 War of the Spark ones and then a non-War of Spark one, even though that Planeswalker has a War of Spark one. So the fact that they just didn't pick 3 from War of the Spark is kind of weird to me. But as always, that's just my thoughts and opinions, and I'm going to jump on to the next one. So now we come to the end of the video. There is only 2 more secret lairs that we'll be talking about, and this is the second last one, Wizards of the Street. In regular it is $29.99 and in foil it is $39.99, and in it you get, the first one you get is Barrel, Chief of Compliance. For 1 and a blue you get a legendary creature, Human Wizard, that has instant and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Whenever a spell or ability you control counters a spell, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card, and he is a 1/3. Next we get Spellseeker. For 2 and a blue you get a creature, Human Wizard, that is a rare. With when Spellseeker enters the battlefield, you may search your library for an instant or sorcerer with conversion mana 2 or less, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle it, and she is a 1/1. Next we have Magnus of the Wheel. For 2 and 1 red you get a creature, Human Wizard, that is a rare. He has to have 1 and a red in him, sacrifice Magnus of the Wheel. Each player discards their hand, then draws 7 cards, and he is a 3/3. And then finally we have Kess, Descendant Mage. For 1 blue, black and a red you get a legendary creature, Human Wizard, that is a mythic. She has flying, and once during each of your turns you may cast an instant or sorcery spell from your graveyard. If a spell cast this way will be put into your graveyard, exile it instead, and she is a 3/4. These are one of those secret lairs that I actually do like and I actually do enjoy, because it seems to be, here is a commander and here's 3 staple cards for the deck, make the deck. It seems to be more of a challenge than anything, and if not, you get a really good commander that's really pretty, and then really good cards that are played in a lot of decks. And this is what I think that flip a coin thing should have been, because they gave you the 99 cards and it wasn't good. So it's one of those things that I think if they wanted to do a commander deck, they should give you a commander and then 3 to 4 staple cards. And then finally, when it comes to these secret lairs, we have The Meaning of Life, or is it? For regular it's $29.99, and then for foil it is $39.99, and in it you get Force Fruition. For 4 and 2 blue you get an enchantment that is a rare, that says whenever an opponent casts a spell, that player draws 7 cards. Future Sight. For 2 and 3 blue you get an enchantment that is a rare, that says play with the top card of your library revealed. You may play lands and cast spells from the top of your library. And next you get Mental Misstep for Phyrexian Blue. You get an instant that is a rare that says counter target spell with mana value 1. And next you get Mind's Dilation for 5 and 2 blue. You get an enchantment that is a mythic that says whenever an opponent casts their first spell each turn, that player exiles the top card of their library. If it's a non-land card, you may cast it without paying its mana cost. And next we get Well of Lost Dreams for 4. You get an artifact that is a rare that says whenever you gain life, you may pay X, where X is less or equal to the amount of life you gained. If you do, draw X cards. When it comes to these cards, there is good variation of very good and powerful blue cards. The art is absolutely amazing. There's not really much I can give out about this set, other than you could probably maybe get 1 or 2 slightly better cards, but even then they're really good anyway, that there's not really much complaining I can really do. So this is a really good secret layer in my opinion, but also it could be a lot better depending on what the secret card is. And finally, Wizards are doing something that they've never done before. So for every 200 quid you've spent, you get a Scarab God. And Scarab God reads, the Scarab God. For 3 blue and a black, you get a legendary creature god that is a mythic. At the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent loses X life, and you scry X, where X is the number of zombies you control. For 2 blue and a black, exile target creature card from your graveyard, create a token that's a copy of it, except for it's a 4/4 black zombie. When the Scarab God dies, return it to its owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step, and he is a 5/5. So what they're doing with this is for every 200 quid spent, you get one of these Scarab Gods in altar art. So if you spend 600 quid, you get 3 of them. This is one of those things that, again, for the last few months, the only thing I've been seeing when it comes to Wizards is that they are very greedy, and this is one of those things, because people might only want 1 or 2 of the secret layers, but it won't come up to the 200 quid, and especially since currently, from the top of my head, Scarab God is roughly around 15, so you're not even getting something worth even a quarter of the value of the second card market. And I know they don't really base it off the second card market, but they know that Scarab God is not a very wanted card, and if it is, people are just going to buy it, that they should have picked something with more value, especially since this is pretty much a 200 quid for the 1 card. When it comes to all 12 of the secret layer, I will be personally buying 3 of them. I will be getting Just Add Milk. I'll be getting the Eldrazi full art one. That's the 4 cards that become one big massive art piece. And then the Meaning of Life, or Is It? But that's mainly because there is a lot of good blue cards and the art is absolutely amazing in them. So the whole point of this video is it worth it? When it comes to the secret layers, overall, I think they're actually going back to how secret layers should be, very slowly. I think the Transformer ones you should only buy if you like Transformers or if you like the cards themselves, especially because a lot of people would want a Blight and Darksteel Colossus. But I would just rather buy them if you're not a big Transformers fan. That's just my opinion on that one. So the Transformers ones is one you should just buy if you're a big fan. Basic lands one, do not get. I really don't like that they do basic lands. They really should do, if they are going to do lands, do good lands, because basic lands, everyone I know that plays Magic the Gathering has piles and piles of basic lands, and even with all the secret layers and the full art ones, they have too many basic lands they know what to do with. When it comes to the rest of the secret layers, if you want to make a good commander, or if you're in the mood to make a new commander deck, I recommend buying one of the 2 secret layers that have a really good commander and then a good theme behind it, because that's really good for a starter deck. Or if there's cards in any of the secret layers that you want, even 2 out of the 5 cards or 3 out of the 5 cards, depending on the secondary market of them, I recommend buying them. The ones I do recommend buying are the cereal box ones. I think that is one of the best secret layers they have made in an absolute long time. But also one of those things, do not push to the 200. I really don't like that Wizards are doing that, especially for what the card is. If it was a Mana Vault or something like that, my opinion will be completely different, but it is not. So do not try and go up to the 200 quid. However, if it's one of those things that you're close to there anyway, and you have a friend that wants to buy a secret layer and they're only buying 1, be like, hey, will you do me a favor? That is completely fine. Or if you have a friend that wants it and you're close, merging your secret layers together, buying the bundle and then giving a few to a friend that wants it, would be better and cheaper for both of you in the long run. So when it comes to this secret layer as a whole, I give it a 7.2 2 out of 10, but I would love to hear what you think of it in the comments down below. So please rate it out of 10 because I want to see if I'm going in the right direction when it comes to these secret layers and kind of seeing what the kind of average or what most people like when it comes to secret layers or what they want. So if there's any secret layers that you kind of want or think wizards should do or change, please comment down below because I would love to see people's opinion when it comes to this type of stuff. Also, in the comments down below, let me know which ones you are going to be buying out of this secret layer and let me know why. But as always, remember to subscribe, like, comment, follow me on all my social media, share it, all that good stuff because I want to keep making these type of videos and I really enjoy doing it and I kind of still want to make it my full-time job. So please, your help will be very good. And as always, I will see you in the next video.